Hello, everybody. Welcome to Soul of Maya. And happy Monday, happy Easter Monday. I will be looking into the person's feelings for you. How is the person on your mind? Whether that's somebody you're dealing with right now or you're in a relationship with, how are they feeling about you in this very moment? Roles can be reversed. This is the general reading. I can't predict free will. This is the energy right now. People can change how they feel about somebody. One day they hate you, the next day they love you. So, thanks, Leslie. Hey, Amal. Hey, Millie. Hey, Bodil. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Tay. So, let's kick it off with normally I'd go backwards, but I know I haven't been online in a while, so people will think the stream is over straight away. So we'll just start with Aries, the usual way. Hey, Earth Vibes. Hey, Dawn. Okie dokie. Let's get the party started. Aries. Aries. Hey, Shalita. How are you feeling about Aries right moment? How are you feeling about Aries right now? Thank you, Tay. I love it. I have it as a jumper as well. How do you feel about Aries? So Aries. They're feeling very unbalanced about themselves. They can't really focus right now, probably because you're on their mind. However, they're also they're in an energy where they don't want to admit it. It's a little bit of a selfish energy. They're not balanced at all. They do want to start over anew with you. They want to take a leap of faith, but I feel like they're a little bit restless as to how. I also feel like they can't see a way how to approach you right now. But it does feel to them like they need to start this over with you. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Mika. Who wants to feel about Aries? Feels like they're losing themselves. They're gonna, I feel like they are gonna, because they haven't been real, I feel like they've lost direction. And I know this has nothing to do with you, but I feel like they cannot focus. I feel like they're completely scattered. They're going through they're gonna go through, if they are dealing with somebody, they got a breakup coming their way with the Tower. Because they're no longer investing in themselves. Like they're just being completely, I feel like they're all over the place. How do you see Aries? They miss you, but they're not giving you the attention because I feel like they literally don't know what to do with themselves right now. I feel like they've come to crossroads, or they lost some way of figuring out what they want in life. I think they're questioning things right now. At the same time, they are missing you, but they got so much going on in their life that they don't really have the time to sit with their feelings in terms of you. It is light in London. Hey, Irene. How else do you feel about Aries? They want to talk to you, but I feel like if they would talk to you right now, they would just repeat some kind of pattern from the past. There's a lot of things left unsaid between you and them. I feel like they are they're gonna do something very impulsive and walk away from 8 broken cups towards their happiness. I feel like they are gonna break free and come towards you. They're not gonna hold back. This could happen before August. You got major arcana. You got Aries, Scorpio, Sag, Virgo, and Leo, and Cancer, and Aquarius on the table. They have FOMO with you. They left either you out in the cold or you left them out in the cold. Somebody left somebody out here in the cold with the 5 of Pentacles. Hey, Shalita. Okay. So I feel like they got so much. They are literally about to go through a tower moment in their life. I feel like that's going to hit them left, right, center. They miss you, but I don't feel like their focus is completely on you and that they're going to do something very unpredictable and then come towards you. Okay. Taurus. Where are my Taurus people? Isn't the Taurus states, aren't they starting now? Aren't they about to start up, I think, Taurus? Taurus. Taurus. How do you feel about Taurus? How do you feel about Taurus? Coming together with you has been delayed. Taurus, if you're not dealing with your person, there's a delay as to why you aren't together. They are still, they're healing. I feel like you might notice it. You might feel it in their energy. You might feel it, just a sense that you're thinking more positive about this person. They also did the wrong judgment call when it comes to you. I think they underestimated this connection with you that they have. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Aries, Scorpio here, Libra. They want to find balance again between you and them. They have been working on themselves. I do feel like that there's a divine delay. Like, you know, things going to fall into place when they're meant to fall into place. There's a reason why you two have not come together or reunited, reconciled, because they are still needing to heal, as if you guys maybe had your other stuff going on yourselves. But they do want to find balance with you again. How else do you feel about Taurus? How else do you feel about Taurus? Yeah, you're their soulmate. 2 of Cups upright. This is reconciliation energy. With the 4 of Wands, this is somebody you might have been together with in the past, you were dealing with in the past, but there's some kind of reconciliation energy around this connection. What else? There was a reason why, though, there's a delay as to why you have not come together with this person. You have been speaking to them, but they misjudged you. I really think they saw you as being important, but I don't think they valued you as much as your value is. Hey, Faye. Hey, Connie. What else? How else do you feel about Taurus? They think you're very successful and work comes easily to you. They see you as a hard worker, as somebody who's very successful with their work. I think that they also, I'm not saying they envy you, but they respect you. And I do feel like at times they can feel intimidated because you're very successful with your work. You probably are more successful than them. Could be dealing with a Leo. It also feels to them like work comes easily to you. They might have even told you that. If not, they will tell you that. And I also feel like maybe things are coming more your way towards work-wise. I feel you guys are quite busy and less focused on this soulmate connection, which is good because they got to do their healing bits with the Four of Swords. Yeah, there's like spiritual gain here with the Hermit. You both had to find some kind of, you know, sometimes people need to go into a hermit mode to sit with themselves in order to grow and to then come back together. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio, Virgo, Leo, Aries, Libra, but it can be any sign. These are just major arcana. You know, just if you feel this resonates with you, take it. I'm just saying the major signs because people always want to hear it. Okay, moving on to Gemini. Gemini. Where are my Gemini people at? Gemini. How do you feel about Gemini? How do you feel about Gemini? How do you feel about Gemini? You know what? They stopped being anxious when it comes to you. I think they've snapped out of like being worried and they see you as more approachable energy, or they're more sure about this connection when it comes to you. I think I'm getting that song. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. I feel like they're very clear about this connection, whereas it used to cause them a lot of annoyance or anxiety. They've snapped out of it and like finally given themselves like a reality check that there's a stable connection with you. You're not hard work. They maybe left you out in the cold. There was also some heartbreak here involved, whether you broke their heart or they broke your heart. I think they can see, even though there was heartbreak involved, you can't sever this connection. It feels like you guys still feel deeply about each other, even though you're maybe not in each other's lives. This connection can't be broken in a way. What else? They're not stable themselves, though. They haven't been they've gained clarity on what this connection is with you. They see you as very stable, but I feel like they are now aware that they need to man up, woman up in order to match your energies. What else? They're aware of how they feel about you. King of Cups. They're aware about, I feel like there's such this fogginess. It's just like vanishing about when it comes to you. You're not talking to this person right now, but they're waiting on an opportunity to come in. I do feel like they need to prepare themselves, and I do feel like they're keeping an eye on you. But I do feel like whatever happened with you guys, Gemini, I feel like you emotionally detached. That person might have broken your heart, that you are actually cold or very guarded because you don't want to open up emotionally. Some kind of Tower moment caused them to put you into Queen of Cups in reverse. You might have given your love to this person and were disappointed, or there was some kind of healing of the heart. What do you feel about Gemini? Yeah, they want a second chance with you. Got Two of Wands here upright. They're looking for another opportunity to come in. Anything else on how you feel about Gemini? They see you as very honest, direct, that you now know your worth, and that you're no longer seeking attention. You know what? Maybe in the past you tried to look good for them, dress up, look nicely, but now you literally don't really care about it. You're just yourself, and you're very outspoken and honest with how you feel. So I do feel like they are aware of you having now set boundaries for yourself. And if you do dress up, you do it for yourself and not for them anymore. Okay. Moving on to Cancer. Cancerians. Where are my Cancer people? Cancer. 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 How do you feel about Cancer? How do you feel about Cancer? How do you feel about Cancer? Hey, Chasing Peace. How do you feel about Cancer now? Why? They think you're talking to other people, that you're not interested in starting anew with them. I do feel like they sense that you're talking to other people, that you're no longer waiting around. You stopped investing into toxic energies. You've changed. You're causing them some Nine of Swords here. You're causing them some, like, what did I do? Why did I do? Like, what did I do to Cancer? They feel a bit regretful. I do feel like they might sense that they've lost you. You're giving to people who heal your heart. I feel like you've stopped indulging or investing in energies that are emotionally unavailable, or you've healed so much that you're no longer healing other people, but you just have people come in who align with you. And I do feel like they can sense that you're distant. Your energy is gone. How else do you feel about Cancer? Right. They feel like you found another soulmate. You're not giving them the attention. You're talking to somebody else. What they are hoping, though, is that it's not going to work out with somebody else. You might even have met somebody else from your past. They might even know that maybe some ex is coming back around. Like, not only them, but somebody else from your past might be coming around. And I do feel like they're hoping that it's not going to work out. Hey, Crawley. Anything else here for Cancer? They want to move things to calmer waters with you, either way, but I do feel like they're a bit scared. because they know it's going to take a lot of effort, and they need to find a way to come into your life that will make you happy. Like they need to come up with something that will excite you, because you might not even want to meet them for no reason. Like they have to come up with an idea, an excuse to come back into your life. I do feel like they will reach out. The King of Swords. Okay, Cancer, you could be, I don't know if you want them though. I feel like you might meet somebody new, Cancer, you have already. Okay, you got Gemini, Leo, Capricorn is a major arcana. Could be any zodiac, really. Okay, Leo. Where are my Leo people at? Leo's in the house. Give me a shout. Where is Sheila? Sheila, Leo. Hey, Antoinette. Hello from South Africa. Okay, let's see. How are you feeling about Leo? This is Leo. They're trying to avoid you. Leo, I think whoever is on your mind, they freed themselves from something. What? They're no longer in some kind of defeated energy. If they were in an energy that put them down, a toxic environment, let's say they were in a toxic environment, whether that's a family, relationship, business, job, surroundings, they freed themselves from that. However, they don't want to speak to you because they will get emotionally stirred up. Why? They think things are completely done and dusted with you guys. And they don't want to stir up old things from the past, even though I feel like they do want to come back around. They're afraid that it's just going to backfire on them, because they believe, or there was an ending between you and them. Like 10 of Swords. It's over. That's in their head. What else? Yeah, you know what? They are going to sit with themselves. They're going to retreat into hermit mode with the Hermit card. They're going to reflect and come in. You're going to start sensing a new energy within them, the World card. Because they've managed to free themselves from something, but I don't feel like they're going to come straight forward towards you, because they are afraid that it's already ended between you and them. How else do you feel about, what am I on Leo? How else do you feel about Leo? They are hopeful though, Leo. They're hopeful about you. You could be dealing with a Virgo, Taurus, Libra, Aquarius. You literally got the Star card here. Hey, Diamond Girl. Yeah, they want to start over new and take a leap of faith towards you. But I feel like for now, they're going to keep themselves. They are going to retreat and go into hermit mode. But they're very clear on what they don't want and what they want, which is love. And they were in their head about you for a very long time. They're going to come in with some action here, Leo. Okay. They could have already ended maybe things on their side in Pisces season, by the way, that you're maybe not even aware of, because I don't see them automatically speaking to you after this breakup of the energy. Okay. What else? Virgo. Virgo. How do you feel about Virgo? How do you feel about Virgo? How do you feel? Feel guilty because they weren't truthful with you. They're working on themselves because they still want their wish come true. You could be linked to Leo's read, Virgo. You are linked to Leo's read. They also, I feel like I don't know if they've changed their energy, but they definitely want to start over new and come in with the right energy. But they do feel guilty about not having told you the truth or not having speaking to you in a while. They're trying to sort out a way in terms of coming towards you. How do you feel about Virgo? How do you feel about Virgo? They want more than just being friends with you. They want some kind of equal give and take. You could be dealing with a Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Libra. You got a lot of Libra and Taurus on the table, but they want what they want, and that's you. I do feel like they see you as something, some once in a lifetime thing. Like, you can't, this is a missed opportunity if they let you go. They can't let you go. This is like, you don't come around again. Like, you're a standout to them. What else? They are going to come back around. There might be some conflict. Why? There might be some conflict because they haven't matched your energy completely. The way they talk to you, you will sense that they're still not your emperor/empress, because you are coming up as the empress. They're coming up as emperor in reverse. So they haven't quite aligned with your energy yet. Hence, I do feel like they are still being guided. This is a little bit also what I'm picking up with the energy, is that the universe is still making them work on themselves before allowing them to come back in, because otherwise you will brush them off. Hey, happy Leo. Anything else for Virgo? Yeah, they want to come towards you. Could be dealing with a Cancer. You got the Chariot. Just the way they come towards you, Virgo, be careful, because I feel like they might act. When they speak, know that they're still in development, work in progress. When they come towards you, it's still a work in progress. They're not completely on your level, but if you're willing to, allow them to, it depends on how your person comes in. This is so individual based. Basically, I'm not going to say much, but however they react, see what your boundaries are and what you don't settle for less. Okay. Can't really, because it's a general, I can't really say too much more here. Okay, we are halfway through. Let's move on to my Libras. You're welcome, Sheila. Libras. Libras in the house. Libra. Libra. How do you feel about Libra this very moment? How do you feel about Libras? How do you feel about Libras? Something that didn't work out in the past, they want to rebirth something with you. They're not delusional anymore. It could be that they had a veil in front of them. They can also see clearly now. You got 3 major arcanas. You'd be dealing with a Sag, Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius. There was some deceit in the past. They might have lied to you in the past. There was a false start. The false start was a false start with lies with this person. Whoever this person is, Libra, it started off with lies, whether little white lies or just not honest energy. Like it wasn't ready to kick off because you both had to shed some kind of patterns or cycles. It would have gone downhill anyways. Like it wasn't meant to last the first time around, I guess. How do you feel about Libra? You make them happy. They also know what they want. They want to talk to you. You're easy to talk to. They can let their guard down around you. You enlighten them as well. Could be dealing with a Virgo. You got Virgo, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius on the table. What else? Let's see about Libra. They see you as very stable. There's a sense of them being also afraid of talking to you, even though it feels like you used to be able to talk to them very easily, but then whatever happened in the past with the deceitfulness, betrayal, whatever, it's now a little bit of a testing the waters, getting out of your hiding. They also feel like they might come clean with you in terms of some things that they weren't truthful about. You got Pisces on the table again. That you healed them or they healed you. There's a huge healing energy to this connection, which I think they can now see. How else? Yeah, they want to move things to calmer waters here with you, Libra. Whatever it is, they want to move things to calmer waters. They want to talk to you. Anything else? You have their heart, Libra. They have a lot of feelings for you. You could be dealing with a water sign. I got heavy water on the table. Anything else? They see you as very stable. But I also feel like they think that materialistic, you know what? Materialism got in the way of you guys reconciling. They were more focused on their money, the status quo, than actually giving you an offer. That stopped you guys from whatever it was in the past. And I feel like the more you distance yourself from this person, the more abundant and attractive you got because of you no longer indulging in their energy. Okay. Okay. Scorpio. Where are my Scorpio people at? Scorpio's in the house. Feel about Scorpio. How do you feel about Scorpio? They're holding back. There could be a third energy involved here. Communicating what? They might want to communicate that they have been holding back because of a third energy, and that they stopped giving this a second chance or an opportunity. They are in denial that things aren't moving forward as they want it to be, whether this is with you or with somebody else. There's a lot of emotional upheaval going on inside of them. I feel like they also are very much up in their head about what they want. I do feel like wherever they're at, it's not love, but it's also not, it's comfortable because they don't have to be vulnerable. They can just, it feels very much like a business transaction, like this works, society, a little bit more, it's more practical than emotionally based, whatever they're in right now. How do you feel about Scorpio? How do you feel about Scorpio? They're holding back a lot. They are holding back. They're afraid. They're holding back on, you know what? I feel like this person wants to commit to you. They see you as a partner, but they're afraid because you're very clear. You're very honest. You've grown. You've set your boundaries. You're like this and no further. You're not chasing anymore. You're just doing your thing, and you're very, very honest with your communication. And I think that might scare them a little bit away. You could be dealing with an air sign. I got heavy air, but I also got Leo or Gemini. This is somebody from your past that you have been dealing with, who you might have past lives with, Scorpio. What else? Yeah, you're their Empress. Got Taurus, Libra on the table. Taurus, Libra, Gemini, Leo, or major arcana. It could be any sign. But they see that. I feel like also they feel like you've outgrown them. And that's why they're holding back. I don't think they know what they want, that they can offer anything else. They could be depressed at the moment. I feel like there's a sadness around them. They need to free themselves from something. They're going to take action and free themselves from some kind of karmic situation that they're in. They're in some kind of not a happy place. You got 10 of Cups in reverse, the Sun in reverse, and them freeing themselves from this situation and taking action, getting out of whatever is keeping them on a low vibrational energy. Anything else here for Scorpio? They're stuck on you. They have feelings for you. And I feel like they might do unpredictable things in the future. Like out of nowhere, they'll do things that you don't see coming. But it's not them being in a stable energy. It's them because they're afraid of you going, like them losing out on you. I'll just see like them doing things in order to keep you in their surroundings. It could be a simple text or a simple whatever it is. A like on a social media, just to be aware that so you are aware they're still there, you know. Okay, next up, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Okay. Oh, gosh. What do I have here? Okay. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Okay. How do you feel about Sagittarius? How do you feel about Sagittarius at this moment? How do you feel about Sagittarius in this moment? They don't want to talk about it. Why? Something's going on in their workplace. There was some kind of immature behavior. I don't know if it's your person or in their surroundings. There's some confusion in their workplace going on. Things aren't working out for whoever's on your mind, Sagittarius. I don't know if it's them in their workplace, but there's something in their environment that's caused some confusion and some like imbalance to them. How do you feel about Sag? They're emotionally detached. They're trying to protect. I feel like they're trying to figure out whatever is going on in their work thing because they're emotionally not wanting to be vulnerable or open right now. They're very unstable, but there's a lot of love that they're keeping under surface because it's all about the Ace of Cups here. So they have the feels for you, Sag, but they're not sitting with them. They're not sitting with their feelings. They're not thinking about it. They're suppressing it. They're in denial. But it also because there's something that's happening in their workplace, which is bringing there's a detour as to them just figuring out whatever the hell is going on there. What else? They feel like also you might be seeing other people that you're healing your heart. You're single, you're free, you're available. But I also feel like they're not intimidated because they don't sense that you're with somebody that's like a deeper connection. You might have a chat, you might have a little flirt, but they don't sense danger or competition. I feel like they still feel safe into not losing out on you, but they're emotionally not ready to open up. But I do feel like they sense that you are available and you're not holding back, you're going out, or they hear that from people, or they dream about it, or that's what they think about. That's their thought process. You know, we always have that kind of worst case scenario where like Sagittarius is out there meeting people, healing his heart, but they're not going to be happy with whoever they meet. I think they're hoping that things might still work out with you and them. How else do you feel about Sag? How else do you feel about Sagittarius? They want a second opportunity here. And I do feel like they are going to eventually tell you what's been affecting their financial or their work career situation. They're gonna open up to you. I feel like they might ask you for advice. I do feel like that might be a way in, but I don't feel like they're going to be emotionally open just yet. I feel like they're also going to be guarded and a little bit like testing the waters and how you will react towards them. So I think they might come up with an excuse how to come towards you. It might stir a little bit of a conflict, but I also feel like they want to be in on the game of the competition if you guys are dating other people. Hey, Deb. Anything else for my Sag? They need to stop lying to themselves. I feel like they're still trying to fake it till they make it, and they're still trying to like get around things without needing to be emotionally involved or open. But I think that's just gonna backfire on them. They are gonna put an end to this denial and lying to themselves about how they feel. Eventually, they will come to that conclusion themselves. but they're still a little bit defensive. Okay. Major Arcana, Pisces, Taurus, Libra, Pisces, Virgo. Yeah. Yeah. That could be any sign. Okay. Capricorns in the house. Where my Cappies at? Capricorns. How do you feel about Capricorn? How are you feeling about Capricorn? How are you feeling? Capricorn? How are you feeling? Why? Somebody rejected somebody and left somebody out in the cold. They are keeping to themselves how much it actually did hurt them to either reject you or be rejected. They're still emotionally being very distant. They feel lonely. They're holding back a lot. They're keeping a lot to themselves. I do feel like when it comes to you, they're keeping more secrets to themselves than you assume it to be. I think this is hitting them harder than you think it actually is. What else? What else? You're not talking to them. You are not talking to them. And I think that's hitting them. I also sense that they don't even think you'll be open to talking about a conversation when it comes to commitment. They've been letting themselves down. I feel like this person has been neglecting themselves as well. They're very confused. They might be drinking, suffering in silence. They're going through a hard wake-up call lesson. Yeah, they're going through some kind of wake-up call lesson. Judgment and the Death card. This is something big. They could be literally at hitting rock bottom right now, Capricorn. They might go through a rough, a little bit of a dark night of the soul, I'd say. How else do you feel about Capricorn? They feel like you're moving on from them, that you found somebody new, that you're stable and there's no longer kind of hopefulness here. They feel like you're moving on and upwards. They're about to go through some kind of hit rock bottom moment. There's a lot of negative sadness, draining energy within them. However that's affecting them, whether it's from external or internal, it feels very lonely. And it feels like you're just moving on without them. You're very balanced. They see you as very balanced here, Capricorn. Yes, 9 out of the 12 should resonate. Exactly, Shalita. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, Cancer, Libra, Aquarius, Pisces, Virgo, Scorpio. You got almost all. There's some kind of rebalancing of the energy. This is more me. The universe is restoring balance. And in order to restore balance, they need to push somebody into a wake-up call. So they literally shift their energy. When people go through rock bottom or that wake-up call, they let go of ego death. This is an ego death energy in order to uplift and go into your soul energy. So this is the universe restoring balance. It's not affecting you too much because you're already aligning on such higher vibrational levels. it's going to kick that person's ass, Capricorn, whoever you're dealing with. It's not affecting you. It is going to affect them. And I feel like they're trying not to, they're holding much on to much ego. They're in a bit of a resisting energy here. Okay. I do feel like when balance comes back in, they will try to come back around because they'll act from the soul, not from the ego. Aquarius. Aquarius. Whew. Aquarius. Good morning, Ange. Hey, Elizabeth from Australia. You're welcome, BD. Thank you guys for being here in my chat and keeping me going, because you guys chatting keeps me going as well, because sometimes it can be a bit lonely talking to not to yourself, but to a screen. So I appreciate all of you people who are chatting and commenting and being part of the Umaya YouTube live. Oh, hey, Addie. Okay, Aquarius. How are they feeling about you? How do you feel about Aquarius? How do you feel about Aquarius? How do you feel about Aquarius? They're in their head about you. They're having a hard time letting you go. They miss you. They are thinking about unfinished business here. They don't want to let this go. They want to go through a rebirth with you, but 6 months, why? They want you to come in. So I feel like they're still trying to play games a bit and like, oh, Aquarius is going to talk to me sooner or later. I don't want to give attention to Aquarius, so Aquarius will reach out and then we can start over again. But it's ego. It's ego speaking here. But they genuinely do miss you. And they're having a hard time of letting this connection go. I feel like they don't want to let you go. How do you feel about Aqua? They're very attracted to you. There's a lot of passion energy here. They might have not vocalized how attracted they are to you, but they are. The only problem is, I feel like you might have put them on a pedestal in the past. You might have stroked their ego. So they sometimes were able to act in ways, you allowed them to sometimes act in a way that wasn't emotionally mature, but a little bit of a player energy. However, it is a deep soul connection. Oh, thank you, Crawley. Yes, these readings drain me a lot. In the moment, I'm still not completely well, but I miss my people. I miss you guys. I always try to get online at least once a week, if not 3 times. Oh, thank you, Deb. What else? How do you feel about Aqua? I feel like they're very guarded. They're not guard. They're guarded in a way. They don't know how to come towards you because they feel like you're no longer attracted to them, but they are attracted to you. And I feel like the tables have turned. I feel like you're now in control. And I feel like they don't like it. They're still trying to play hard to get, but I don't think it's going to work. How else do you feel? They feel left out in the cold, like they're missing something. They don't feel balanced. But I feel like they want to have a, what is this energy? They're they want to try it over again, but I feel like they're still coming in with a more ego energy rather than a soul energy. I do feel like them coming in again. But I feel like you might reject them, Aquarius, because they're still acting from King of Wands energy. And Justice in reverse is not balanced energy for me. Somebody who still needs to like figure out a few more things. But I do know that they can't let this connection go. I see you rejecting it. Wow. You might have a second choice here, Aquarius. You might have somebody else coming in, by the way. FYI. Okay, you got major arcana. You got Libra, Sag, Pisces, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio. Kendra, focus on you and trust if it's meant to happen, if it will happen. And if not, you'll get something better. Trust that what's meant to be will be. Okay? It's easier said than done. We've all been there. You got to trust in the soul connection. Focus on you and what you deserve and what you love, and that you deserve that love. And that it's going to be somebody who can give you that. But again, easier said than done. Okay, my Pisces people. The last people on my list today, Pisces. God, I am so happy there aren't any 20 zodiacs. On days like this, I'm just glad we only have 12 zodiacs. Imagine the YouTube lives. Geez, they would be like 3 hours, 4 hours. Okay, Pisces. How do you feel about Pisces? How do you feel? You're welcome, Shalita. How do you feel about Pisces? How do you feel about Pisces? They have a lot of emotions for you, but there might be a third energy involved. I feel like they're... They love you. They have feelings for you, but there is a third energy in an obstacle. But they're not giving it attention. They don't want attention from that because they want to actually tell you how they feel. They're not happy. What else? Oh, thank you, Bodil. Thank you, my darling. I appreciate that. What else? They're working on themselves quite a lot. I also feel like they sense that you're working on yourself. They want to start a new chapter with you. Got Taurus, Libra on the table. Libra, you got Libra on the table. They want a new beginning. They want a new beginning here with you. They want to take action. They're very determined in this new beginning. I'm drawn to I thought it was butterflies, but it's not. But it's somebody who wants to come in with a change, come in with a spark. But they're not sure how to do this. I feel like they're afraid of starting over new as well. They're not sure if this is going to work out. They're afraid of starting over new with you. How else do you feel about Pisces? They want to show you in action. I'm getting actions speak louder than words. They're very focused on their work. They're trying to distract themselves from work. Wherever they're in, they're more focused on their work. When it comes to you, they are going to show you something new in their actions rather than words. They're going to come in with a transformation energy. They're going to rush in and wanting to like take you out here, Pisces. You got Scorpio and Sagittarius on the table as well. What else? They want to commit to you, and that's not going to be hard work for them because you heal them. You give them a healing energy. However, they're not enlightened yet. You know what? They're going to be pushed into a dark night of the soul and walk away from 8 broken cups to come towards you in a stable energy. They're not going to hold back, and things are going to work out in your favor. So you got Sag, Pisces. This is more working out for you, Pisces. This is your Wheel of Fortune energy. Things are going to work out for you when it comes to them. You're going to hear something about what you knew all along, that they were trapped. There's a second chance here, but there's still a lot of stuff going behind closed doors that you're not aware of, that you just have to let play out. Okay. Let's do a small, quick, all signs, their sign, just because I'm online right now. All signs, their sign. Let's do potential action. Next potential action. You are so welcome, people, and thank you so much for being here with me. Okay, if you're dealing with an Aries, they are going to they want to repeat, they want to try this out with you again. But it might go back into old habits. If you're dealing with a Taurus, this is going to take some time. They're going to hold back for now, but they're working on their balance. This is slow energy, but they're very aware that they need to be more balanced before they come towards you. So right now, there's a little bit of a standstill here. Dealing with the Gemini, they're still leaving you out in the cold because they're still emotionally they're in player energy. They're emotionally unavailable. So they're going to keep you out in the cold for now. You're dealing with a Cancer. They're not stable themselves. They're in emotional upheaval. They're going through some emotional stuff that I don't feel like they're going to do any action towards you right now with the energy, at least. If you're dealing with a Leo, they're in healing mode. They are healing and they will come towards you once they finish getting out of their hermit energy. They're going to come towards you with the 4 of Swords in reverse. If you're dealing with a Virgo, they're still trapped. They're still trapped in something and needing to maybe even save money for a divorce or whatever, but they're still trapped in some kind of energy. If you're dealing with a Libra, they're not hopeful, but they want to break free. They want to break free from something because their wishes aren't coming true. So if they're in another energy right now, they want to break free from that energy and find also some kind of abundance, which would lead to coming in with an apology for you. You're dealing with a Scorpio. They're going to come in, but it's going to be a bit boring, a bit dull. It's going to be a little bit about them. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, Scorpio, Sagittarius, right? Yeah. They're not going to take action right now. Maybe they're still waiting on an opportunity to come in. The right moment. It's not the right moment for them to come in right now. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, they're spying on you and they might come in and say something that will cause a bit of tension. Unpredictable. This person is unpredictable. Whoever is dealing with a Capricorn, they're unpredictable. I wouldn't know what they're gonna say. If they say something, it's gonna be very unpredictable. It's gonna happen when you don't expect it, basically. But I feel like it will happen. If you're dealing with a Aquarius, they're gonna reach out to you because they're no longer in their head about things. They're more clear on stuff. If you're dealing with a Pisces, they want to heal your heart. They want to heal something and release a burden. There we go, my lovely people. Thank you so much for coming in. Keep on being so wonderful and lovely. Enjoy the rest of your Easter Monday. And I might be back tomorrow, and then it's going to be a little bit of a while because my dad's visiting me. But I'll try and come online tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, my beautiful people. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and timestamps will be up very soon. Lots of love. Exactly. Get with the Pisces and heal. That's exactly what it needs to be, Crawley. Bye, y'all.